Hi, welcome to Hot House Yoga. I am Shelly Kwiatkouski, the founder. We're excited to have you in class today. We're going to do some simple sequences. And ideally, we want to start off in a nice seated position. And today's mudra is more about connecting with Soham, the thumb and your index fingers. So the idea is that when you say so, you open up, hum, you close it. So, hum. So, hum. The knuckles are going to be on your knees and your palms are going to reach up towards the sky. And you could just say this to yourself as you inhale, so, hum. So, hum. Now what so hum means as we create this action is I am that. 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 Take a nice deep breath in and then just sigh it out. Always being open to receive. We're going to start today's class off in tabletop position. And ideally you want your knees underneath your hips and your fingertips directly underneath your shoulders. Hi, beautiful. And when you do cat-cow, as you do your cat, round your spine and push up towards the sky. Try to avoid pushing towards the back of your heels, but elevate your spine towards the sky. And then on the inhale, see if you can get your heart to come forward and where your hips are going to sink towards the floor. And again, on the exhale, round your spine. On the inhale, find that cow pose where you're just working on the flexion and extension of your spinal column. Allowing your neck to move freely, as well as your lower back. As whether we're aware of it or not, they work together. Now our hands are going to press into the mat. They're going to support this experience while we're creating flexion and extension in our spine. We're going to do a few more of these. On your next breath, come back to center. Extend your left leg back. Now you can keep it down on the ground or you can elevate it. The right arm is going to come forward. Have your drishti somewhere out in front of you as you extend your fingertips and find your center. Now bend the right elbow and the left knee. Have them come in contact underneath you. And then again, inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. This is the balancing pose. Inhale, extend. We're going to do 3 more. Exhale, contract. Inhale, keep reaching. Exhale, contract it. 1 more. Inhale, extend it. Exhale, contract it. As you extend, take your left heel up towards the sky. Sweep your right arm up as well. Have your gaze go with you. And then start to reach back for your foot. Adjust the grip so that it now goes to the inside arch of your foot and start to kick away. Now as you kick, use your shin. The shin's going to kick away from you and your heel's going to reach up towards the sky. You're going to lean forward a little bit so you're still in that left arm and press away from the floor. Hold for a couple breaths. In through the nose and out. Kick a little bit more. Hold. Let's release. Extend it out. The right hand is going to come down to the mat. Extend your left leg out. Now remember, you can bend your knee at the same time. And then as you extend it back, you're going to take it over towards the right side of the room. Look towards the right side of the room at the big toe and get the twist. On your inhale, again, use your gaze and your leg to look towards the left side of the room. Use your gaze and your leg to take the twist over towards the right. Let's try it a few more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. On your exhale, bring your left foot to the back of the mat. Come into a modified side plank. So your left arm's going to come up towards the sky. Now, if you feel like you need a little bit more fire, please feel free to lift the right knee up off the ground. That is an option too. Because your left arm is now going to go underneath the right armpit. And then we're going to go up towards the sky. Then we're going to exhale, pull it in. Inhale, look up. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, look up. Now, as you're looking down, keep your left hip high. As you look up, open up the shoulder more so that the twist is happening through the back muscles and your core. On the next breath, that left arm is up. Come into gate pose. You're going to rest right on top of that right knee. Reach your left arm over. Have your left hand come down. Your right arm comes all the way up and over. And again, look over towards the right side of the room. Have your right arm be behind you versus in front of you. Take your left arm. You're going to come back to parallel. Bring the right arm down and the left arm back up. Hold. If you want more, take that left arm up. Again, keep looking on the opposite side of the arm. We're getting ready to go into a one-legged frog. So bring your left hand down and the right hand down. Bring your forearms down to the floor and soften. So a double frog would be both knees are bent. This one, your left leg is extended and the blade of the foot is on the floor. You're on your forearms and you're leaning back with your pelvic bowl so that you can feel more of a groined stretch. Try to soften into it as much as possible. One more breath here. Now place your left hand on the mat and your right hand. Find your center. The right arm will come up towards the sky. We'll thread the right arm underneath the left, where you'll rest your right ear on the mat. You'll extend your left arm over your head, and you'll just take the stretch. Just working on that side body. Keep leaning back into the heels of your feet. See if you can draw your hips back a little bit more, creating a little bit more space. One more breath. The strength of the left arm is going to line up to my face. You're going to push yourself up and release the right arm out in front of you. Take a big inhale and start to slide that left leg all the way back. So now you're going to cross your knees. As you cross your knees, open up your feet so that you can sit comfortably between them. If that's not an option, grab your block. Place it underneath your tailbone so that we can be in shoelace. Now from shoelace, you want to feel one knee stacked on top of the other and elevating your spine. So you're looking for your plumb line that goes up towards the sky. We're going to take a big breath in. See if we can create a little bit more space through the pelvic bowl. And then on our exhale, we're going to fold forward, bringing our fingertips out in front of us. Try to soften into the hips. Now, if your hands are going to be close, that's fine, because the idea is to create space. Use the relationship between the top of your head and your spinal column to soften your glutes. One more big breath in here. Elongate a little bit more. As we back out of the pose, we're going to come forward. So now you're like in a tabletop position with shoelace legs. and you'll engage your fire toes. Now as we engage our fire toes, we'll straighten the legs. So lift your knees up off the ground. Oh, so it's like a downward facing dog with twisted legs. And let's just hold this for a couple of breaths. In through the nose and out. Where can you soften? We'll start to walk our hands in closer towards our feet. So you take a nice forward fold from here, and as you bring your torso in, it becomes a little bit more intense. So that's okay. You might have to scoot your feet in a little bit. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, fold. You can bring your hands to your hips and come up nice and slow with the flat back. Inhale your arms up over your head. Interlace your fingers. Turn your palms towards the ceiling. Now focus on the rotation of your thumbs from here because you want them to go up towards the sky so it works the shoulder girdles a little differently. And on the next inhale, we're going to lean over towards the right side of the room. As you do that, you want your arms to be strong. So imagine you're pushing your fingertips up towards the sky as though you're trying to catch something. You can bend your right knee to release the tension. You want to feel primarily on your left-hand side. And we'll hold this for a couple of breaths. This should give us enough time to sort of soften into it. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Come back to center, take a big breath in. Again, we're going to go over towards the left side of the room. Balance things out. Focus on those thumbs going up towards the sky and spreading our palms out. Work on getting your big toes towards the floor. Drawing that right hip out even further. And then when you're ready, you can start to challenge the gaze a little bit. Maybe you take it over towards the right side of the room. Big breath in. Big breath out. Stretch. Come back to center. Let's find a back bend here. So we're going to move the hips forward. It helps a little bit if the knees are soft. Hips forward, chest up. Fingertips are going towards the back of the room. And then you're going to lift your head up and look up towards the sky. Maybe you can see your knuckles. Reach. Try not to hold your breath. One more breath here. We'll come back to center. Forward fold. Release your hands. Bring your fingertips all the way back down to the mat. Again, lengthen your spine. Ooh, feel that in your lower back. And then exhale, fold. From here, walk your fingertips so that they go over towards the left side of the room and straighten out your feet. Inhale, lengthen. And then on your exhale, fold till your chest and thighs are touching and soften your head. We'll roll up one vertebra at a time. Twinkle fingers is what some people call it. And we'll find a subtle back bend. On the exhale, we'll fold forward. Bringing our hands down to the mat, lengthen the spine. Let's bring the left leg back and then the right leg. Here we are, down dog. Moving forward into a high plank position, lower your knees down to the ground, tabletop. We'll try the other side. So feeling rooted one more time, take that right leg back this time, and then the left arm. No need to rush the process. It's always about being present. Getting ready, we pull that right heel in so the elbow and the knee can come in contact with each other. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. The last one, stretch, 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 stretch. As the left hand comes down, extend your right leg out. So it goes towards the right side of the room and look at the big toe. Now as it's making its rotation through the back, it's passing your left leg. Look over towards the left side of the room. Look at the big toe. Inhale, extend it out. Exhale, contract it. Inhale towards the right side of the room. Exhale towards the left side of the room. One more time. Inhale towards the right. Exhale, take it to the back of your mat. Modified side plank. Your right arm's going to come up towards the sky. Now notice I rotated my back foot for some stability, and the right arm comes up. Keep focusing on opening up your front body at the same time. See if you can keep this right hip isolated as you look towards the left hand. Inhale, look back up. Exhale towards the hand. Layering on, using a bigger motion, the right arm comes down and the left arm will go up. Again, the right arm comes down and the right arm goes up. One more time, the right arm comes down and the right arm comes up. As you're going to use this right arm to come all the way up into gate pose. Find your center. Adjust your back foot appropriately. Then we're going to reach towards the right side of the room. The right hand comes down. The left arm comes up. Stretch out that side body. Now if your fingertips can reach the floor, great. If you want to use a block, go for it. See if you can soften. Adjust your hips. Find the bigger stretches. Don't cheat yourself. Coming back to center. The left hand will come down. The right arm will go up. The right arm is going to come up over the head. So good. Keep stretching. From here, we're getting ready to do the one-legged frog pose. So your right hand is going to come to the mat, and then the left hand is going to come to the mat. Let that right leg glide away from you so you can bring both of your forearms down to the ground. In through your nose and out. If your weight is too far forward, all you'll feel is pressure on your shoulders. So push the weight back, and you will feel an opening through your chest, and you'll feel more pressure on the back body. That means that the legs are opening up more, the glutes will have to soften. Try not to make yourself too small in this pose. Use your props. Now the right hand's going to come to the mat. The left hand is going to meet it. From here, the left arm comes up towards the sky. Ooh, move the chest forward. And then thread the left arm underneath the right. Roll onto your left ear and extend your right arm out in front of you. Keep rolling onto the back of your head. Now if you roll onto the back of your head, you'll begin to feel the stretch as it goes all the way across the back body at the same time. Couple of breaths. One more breath. Take that same right hand, slide it in towards you so it's next to your face, and use it to push yourself out of the pose and release the left hand. Inhale, lengthen your spine now. Start to pivot. Adjust your back foot, that left foot, so it goes behind you. So when you slide that right leg in, you can just tuck your knees. They'll be right on top of each other. Now move your feet away from each other as much as you can so that when you lean back, you can just sit between the heels of your feet. You can scoot your legs out, your shins and your feet out a little bit if that helps. We'll inhale the arms up towards the sky because we want the long body, the side body to get really long and reaching up as far as we can. And then on the exhale, we're going to lean forward. Remember how we talked about this earlier? We want to elongate the spine, so trying to keep the spine elevated and stimulated. If you've never explored spider fingers, I always encourage the students to practice using them in gentler poses, more where we're softening so that you can develop the strength in them, so when you're ready to do it in vinyasa class, that you already have a relationship to that, and putting weight on it won't be as difficult. So take a big breath in and lean a little bit more forward. And you can check in. Perhaps you're ready to drop your forearms down to the ground. You can look towards the floor, but still be lengthening through the top of your head. One more big breath in. Now, as we're backing out of the pose, we're going to get ready to come onto our toes. So sometimes we need a little momentum. In the advanced classes, we would just take this right into an arm balance. So you're going to come forward into your tabletop position and engage your fire toes. Once your fire toes are stimulated, you can walk your hands in a little bit more if you'd like, and then straighten your legs. You'll notice that my knees are still crossed. My left foot's on the right side of the room. And we just take a big breath in. I really like these particular poses because of the IT band stretch and the calf stretch. As somebody who has hypermobility in her joints, this is a great way for me to get to some of those muscles that I don't usually have access to. We'll walk our hands in, lengthening the spine. And then we'll fold so our chest and thighs get closer together. And soften your neck. Extending your arms out so they're parallel to the floor. You can inhale, come all the way up. Interlace your fingers above you. Now check in. Use the opposite thumb. And then take your palms up towards the sky. Keep stretching first and feeling rooted in your feet before you start to make your transitions. We're going to go to the right first and extend. Working on bringing the hips a little bit more forward. So the longer holds are great for allowing us to get out of resistance and then finding the bigger stretches. Maybe layering on by adding the drishti. Maybe now the legs can be locked out. And go a little bit further. A little bit further. Awesome. Release, come back to center. Take a big breath in. Exaggerate the stretch on the right side as you take it all the way over, and you may want to bend that left knee. It helps. So we don't want the head to fall too far forward. We want it to be in line with our arms, and then the gaze is just going to gently turn towards the right. You know, the yoga sutras say prove or disprove. So look down and see if that influences the stretch. And then look up and see if that influences the stretch. Whatever you do with your gaze, there's an outcome. Reach, 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 reach. Let's come back to center. Hips forward, chest up. Keep working on rooting down through your feet. They're going to want to come up. Just use your knees, make them soft instead as you find your back bend. On the exhale, we'll come back to center. Release your hands, fold it forward. Bring those hands down, lengthen your spine. Exhale, release the lower back. On the next inhale, we're going to elongate the spine so that we can make our transition. Our fingertips are going to go over towards the right side of the room, and we'll turn our toes. So now our fingertips and toes are now facing the top of our mat again. Inhale, lengthening. We'll exhale, fold. One more time, we'll roll up, one vertebra at a time. Allowing the fingertips to reach all up towards the sky. On our exhale, we'll fold, bringing the fingertips all the way down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine. This time the right leg will come back, and then the left leg will come back. Here we are, down dog. Coming into high plank, low plank. Up dog, so hold the up dog. Get to know up dog. Your knees can be lifted or they can be soft. You could layer on if you like and then bring your toes towards the head. That's an option as well. You could bring your toes closer towards the edges of the mat. And we're going to go into child's pose. So oscillate. Work from your lower back as your feet will come together and you'll rest between your thighs. One more breath here. We'll walk our fingertips over towards the right. Exaggerate the stretch on your left side and see if you can soften your head a little bit closer towards the floor. And we'll come back to center. And just making that transition over towards the left side of the room. And exaggerate the right side body this time. Lift and lower the right shoulder. It's so good to be curious in your practice. One more breath here. And we'll come back to center. We'll slide forward into puppy pose. So you can start with your forearms down and then sink your chest towards the floor and allow the palms to come up towards the sky. Now some people prefer to keep their entire arm down. I actually like to work through my elbow joint. It allows me to get deeper into my chest. Again, because of that hypermobility. Releasing your chest, your belly will come all the way down to the mat. So final Savasana today, we're going to place our palms on the floor and our knuckles are going to be stacked on top of each other. And just rest your forehead on your knuckles and allow your pelvic bowl to open up. So you're going to turn your feet out, you're going to let your pelvic bowl open up. Extend your elbows towards the edges of your mat and sort of allow your heart to melt into the floor. On your next breath, let's go back to child's pose. And we'll roll ourselves up one vertebra at a time. And we'll come into a comfortable seat. And we started with so hum. It's always good to come back. So we'll place our palms open on our knees and work on the thumb and our index finger coming together. And as you close your eyes and you draw your attention inward, you allow your fingertips to follow the natural rhythm of your breath. And we'll bring our hands to prayer at the center of the chest. Grateful for this new day, its beauty and its light, and a chance to begin again. May we all be freed from yesterday's limitations, and today may we be reborn. Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. From my heart to yours, I say namaste.